Next, NASA says its Voyager 1 probe, the most distant human-made object in the universe, is sending usable information to Earth again, after months of spouting gibberish.
In the vast and silent darkness of space, a small machine drifts endlessly.
Left the solar system in 2012 and is currently more than 15 billion miles from Earth.
It's alone, far beyond the light of any planet or the warmth of any sun.
Voyager 2 probe, the sun's protective bubble, which is called the heliosphere. The probe's been in space.
That machine is Voyager, humanity's oldest traveler, our messenger to the stars. For nearly half a century, it has been whispering across the void, sending us fragments of data, echoes of its journey. But in 2025, that whisper will fade forever. Its signal, traveling billions of kilometers through the emptiness, will grow silent. And when it does, a chapter of human history will quietly close. A story written in starlight, powered by human curiosity, and carried on golden waves of hope. The story of Voyager begins in the summer of 1977, when engineers and dreamers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory decided to do something extraordinary. The mission was simple in words, but impossible in scale: to send two spacecraft, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, beyond the solar system. They weren't just metal and wire, they were ambassadors of Earth, carrying the fingerprints of our species into eternity. On August 20th, 1977, Voyager 2 lifted off from Cape Canaveral. Just 16 days later, its twin, Voyager 1, followed. Few could have imagined that these two explorers, designed to last only a few years, would continue their journey for decades, outliving every expectation, outpacing every prediction. Each Voyager carried instruments to study the outer planets, their moons, and the solar wind. But there was something else on board, something far more human. Bolted to each spacecraft was a golden record, a phonograph disc coated in gold, designed to survive for billions of years. It contained the sounds and images of Earth, music, greetings in 55 languages, the laughter of children, the rustle of wind, the sound of rain, the heartbeat of life itself. It was a time capsule of humanity, a message to whoever might one day find it. Carl Sagan, the visionary scientist who led the team behind it, described it as a bottle cast into the cosmic ocean. If an alien civilization ever encountered Voyager, they would know we once lived, that we once reached for the stars. The golden record was more than a scientific curiosity, it was poetry in motion. On its surface were etched diagrams, instructions, and a cosmic map showing where to find us, our solar system's position relative to nearby pulsars, the universal "you are here" of the galaxy. It was as if humanity had written its signature in light, telling the universe we existed. Voyager wasn't just carrying sensors and cameras, it was carrying identity, memory, and hope. After leaving Earth behind, Voyager began its grand tour of the outer planets, a journey that revealed the unseen beauty of our solar system. In 1979, Voyager 1 reached Jupiter, capturing breathtaking images of its swirling clouds and discovering lightning storms and volcanic eruptions on its moon, Io, the first proof of active volcanoes beyond Earth. The following year, it arrived at Saturn, unveiling the intricate patterns of its icy rings and the mysterious haze of its moon, Titan. Voyager 2 continued even further, becoming the only spacecraft in history to visit Uranus and Neptune. It sent back hauntingly beautiful portraits of those frozen giants, shimmering in shades of blue and turquoise, like distant dreams suspended in time. Every photograph, every data transmission was a miracle. Imagine it, a faint radio signal, weaker than the glow of a single candle, traveling billions of kilometers through the darkness, caught by a dish on Earth, and turned into images that changed how we see the universe. Voyager showed us not only what was out there, but also what we were capable of. It proved that curiosity, when driven by wonder, could outlast generations. Then, in 1990, as Voyager 1 prepared to turn off its camera forever, Carl Sagan made one final request. He asked NASA to turn the spacecraft's lens back toward home, to take one last picture of Earth from beyond the orbit of Neptune. What came back was perhaps the most humbling image ever captured. Our planet, a tiny speck suspended in a ray of sunlight, less than a single pixel in size. A pale blue dot. Sagan looked at that image and saw the truth of our existence. That's here, That's home. That's us, he said. On it. Everyone you love, everyone you know, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. That single photograph redefined our place in the cosmos. It reminded us that our divisions, our wars, our pride, our suffering, are all taking place on a fragile world floating in the darkness. Voyager had become more than a mission. It had become a mirror reflecting the delicate beauty of our existence and the smallness of our home against the infinite black. Now, decades later, Voyager drifts where no human-made object has ever gone, beyond the heliosphere into interstellar space. Its power is fading, its instruments growing cold. Yet, somehow, it still speaks, faintly, through the quiet of the void. Each signal it sends takes more than 22 hours to reach Earth, crossing a gulf so vast that even light hesitates. But soon, that whisper will fade into silence. When it does, Voyager will continue to drift, not dead, but eternal. A silent traveler, carrying the memory of Earth into the endless night. Even when the signal stops, Voyager's journey will not end. For billions of years, it will wander the galaxy, long after humanity itself may be gone. Somewhere, out there among the stars, it will continue its silent voyage, a message from who we once were and what we once dared to dream. And so, as we await the final signal, we're reminded of something profound. Voyager isn't just a spacecraft. It's a reflection of us, our longing to explore, our desire to understand, and our hope that somehow, somewhere, our story will be heard. The year is 2025. Nearly 5 decades have passed since Voyager first left Earth's embrace, and still, it drifts onward, a silver messenger gliding silently through an ocean of darkness. Its instruments are weak, its batteries fragile, yet its spirit remains unbroken. Every few days, a whisper leaves its antenna, traveling across billions of kilometers before faintly brushing the ears of the deep space network on Earth. These faint transmissions, no louder than the sigh of a breeze, carry the last fragments of Voyager's voice, data from a realm where sunlight is only a memory. NASA's Deep Space Network, a collection of massive radio antennas spread across California, Spain, and Australia, listens constantly. Engineers there work like cosmic archaeologists, digging through static to catch the smallest trace of Voyager's presence. They call it the heartbeat. Each time that heartbeat is received, it's a small miracle, a sign that after 48 years, this tiny machine still lives. But the heartbeat is slowing. The power source inside Voyager, a plutonium generator, grows weaker every day. As the radioactive material decays, the spacecraft loses strength, one system at a time. NASA has already begun turning off its instruments, one after another, conserving what little energy remains. The cameras were shut down long ago. The plasma sensors are quiet. Soon, even the transmitter will go dark. Yet despite this, the engineers speak of Voyager with affection, not grief. They know it has already achieved what no other machine ever has. It has crossed the boundary of our solar system, the heliopause, where the sun's influence ends and the vast unknown begins. In 2012, Voyager 1 became the first human-made object to enter interstellar space, a region filled not with silence, but with a low cosmic hum. The particles it measures out there are ancient, untouched since the birth of the stars. Every bit of data it sends home expands our understanding of the universe we live in. Even now, 23 billion kilometers away, Voyager is still teaching us. Imagine the view from where it is. There are no planets, no moons, no warmth, just a cold expanse filled with invisible dust and the faint light of distant stars. From Voyager's perspective, the sun is just another bright dot, one among billions. Time itself feels different there. Each second stretches, each signal delayed by the limits of physics. When NASA sends a command to Voyager, it takes more than 22 hours for the message to arrive and another 22 hours for the reply to return. A single conversation takes almost 2 days. Yet, this fragile connection continues, a thread of light stretched across eternity. In the quiet halls of NASA, the team that still monitors Voyager knows the end is near. Most of the original engineers have retired or passed away. A new generation now listens to its fading voice, continuing a promise made decades ago, to keep in contact until the very last signal fades. They call it listening to history. Each time Voyager's data appears on their screens, it feels like hearing a voice from another era, a time when humanity's dreams were bigger than its fears. Voyager's journey has not only been about science, it has been about endurance, the endurance of curiosity, of hope, and of meaning. In a universe where everything eventually fades, Voyager has lasted far beyond what anyone thought possible. Built in the age of cassette tapes and rotary phones, it now roams the edge of the galaxy, still functioning, still speaking, still alive. It is a testament to human craftsmanship and to the eternal desire to leave a trace. Sometimes, when the signal grows faint, NASA engineers must adjust the massive antennas, fine-tuning them to capture even the weakest echoes. They know that each successful contact could be the last. The data that comes through, faint magnetic readings, cosmic ray measurements, may not seem dramatic, but for them, it's sacred. It's the sound of persistence, the evidence that their creation still breathes somewhere beyond the reach of the sun. There's something hauntingly poetic about it, a spacecraft built by hands that have long turned to dust, still moving through the cosmos untouched and eternal. Voyager has become both machine and monument, a relic of human ambition. It carries no passengers, no fuel, no destination, only a message and momentum. It will drift for eons, passing through the endless night, perhaps never to be seen again. But what makes Voyager special isn't only how far it has traveled, it's what it represents. It reminds us that we are a species that looks beyond itself. We are small, yes, but capable of greatness. We are fleeting, but our curiosity is timeless. Even in the quiet death of a machine, there is beauty, because it reflects the same truth found in us. That meaning isn't measured by how long something lasts, but by how far it dares to go. As its power fades, Voyager's instruments grow colder, its transmissions weaker. The engineers estimate that by late 2025, the signal will be too faint to detect. One final whisper, one last fragment of data, will travel across the void, reaching Earth nearly a day later, a goodbye delayed by distance. When that happens, there will be no sound, no explosion, no flicker, just silence. The spacecraft will continue to move, but it will no longer speak. It will become a ghost, gliding forever between the stars. And yet, even in silence, it will still tell our story. Long after its signal is gone, Voyager will continue to carry the golden record, the voices, the songs, the memories of an ancient world. It will outlive our cities, our empires, perhaps even our species. If someday, somewhere, someone finds it drifting through the darkness, they will hear the sounds of life on a distant blue planet, the beating of a heart, the laughter of a child, the greeting of a stranger. They will know that we once existed, and that we tried to reach out into infinity. As 2025 approaches, NASA prepares for that final moment, the day the signal stops. There will be no rescue, no restart, no second chance, but there will be gratitude. Gratitude for what Voyager has given, for the wonder it sparked, the discoveries it revealed, and the perspective it offered. When that last signal fades, humanity will lose its farthest voice, but gain something just as powerful. The knowledge that once, we reached across the universe and touched the unknown. When Voyager's final signal fades, there will be no announcement, no visible sign of its passing. Somewhere in the quiet halls of NASA's Deep Space Network, a data screen will simply stop updating. The faint, rhythmic pulse that once confirmed the spacecraft's presence will go still, and in that moment, humanity's farthest voice will fall silent. Not with a crash, but with a whisper that traveled across the cosmos for nearly 50 years before vanishing into the endless dark. But silence doesn't mean death. For Voyager, silence means freedom. Freed from the noise of communication, from the strain of powering its instruments, it will continue to drift silently through interstellar space. No longer a functioning spacecraft, but an immortal relic, a frozen monument to the age when humans first looked beyond their home star and dared to reach into infinity. It will become something extraordinary, not just a machine, but a story written in metal, wandering between the stars. Scientists estimate that Voyager will continue traveling outward, at a speed of roughly 17 kilometers per second, fast enough to cross the distance between Earth and the Moon in just 6 hours. Even at that unimaginable speed, the stars around it will appear motionless. Space, after all, is vast beyond comprehension. In about 40,000 years, Voyager 1 will pass within 1.6 light-years of another star, Gliese 445, a faint red dwarf in the constellation Camelopardalis. To Voyager, it will just be another quiet encounter, another brief moment in its infinite journey. It will continue onward, undisturbed, through the galactic dark. In 100,000 years, Voyager will have crossed the outer edges of our solar neighborhood. The golden disks it carries will still be intact, protected by the vacuum of space. Unlike any monument on Earth, they will not rust, decay, or crumble. On those disks remain the songs of Beethoven, the greetings of humanity, the sounds of nature, and the mathematical code of life. If another civilization ever encounters Voyager, they'll find the golden record, and through it, us, a species that once looked up and wondered what was out there. Long after the mountains have eroded and our languages have vanished, Voyager will still drift through the dark. Even if humanity is gone, our voice will remain, floating between the stars, whispering that we once tried to say hello. Maybe someone will find it. Maybe they'll hear our laughter, our music, our heartbeat, and understand they're not alone. Or maybe no one ever will. Yet even then, Voyager will still mean something. It represents the urge to reach beyond ourselves, proof that in a silent universe, we dared to speak. Now it sails through endless night, coated in cosmic dust, its antenna still pointed home. The silence around it isn't empty, it's full of mystery. Voyager drifts through that cosmic ocean like a ship made of memory, tracing the map of human wonder. For the scientists who built it, its silence will feel personal. They say Voyager won't stop speaking, it will simply speak in a different way. Its quiet will not mark an ending, but the beginning of its legend. Voyager's journey mirrors our own. We are born, we explore, we fade. But in that brief spark, we create meaning. Its message isn't just data, it's the essence of curiosity, art, and hope sent beyond time. Even now, NASA still turns its instruments toward the place where Voyager drifts, not to hear a signal, but to honor the silence. Because that silence is sacred. It says that somewhere out there, a small human creation still travels on, carrying a message no one has yet heard. We were here. It is a monument not of stone, but of purpose. A quiet reminder that a fragile world once reached for forever. Voyager has become more than a spacecraft. It is a reflection of us, of our loneliness, our courage, our will to know. It began as science and became a symbol. Every second it moves is an act of faith in the future. The golden record may last 1 billion years. Perhaps someday, someone will find it and understand the message behind the music, that life once existed here and it dreamed. Carl Sagan said Voyager is a way for the universe to know itself. He was right. When its last signal fades, the silence won't be an ending. It will be a continuation. Because somewhere, far beyond our sun, a tiny craft still travels onward, endlessly, bravely, beautifully. Voyager's journey is the story of humanity itself, fragile, finite, yet forever reaching for the stars.